Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So today I was filming a brand new course for Strive on meditation, which is something I know nothing about, but I fully appreciate the benefits of, and I look forward to learning about it when I watch the course. And there are two of us filming, and so the trainer, this meditation trainer, he gets through the first 6 lessons just as the sun's setting. We got 24 lessons to go. We're up at 5:45 a.m. tomorrow to get all of that done. And then it's going to take a few weeks to get through the editing. Now, when we get done with courses like this, they get added to the Strive platform. So if you're a member of Strive, you're going to get full access to it. But anyway, the instructor, he's talking about meditation and talking about how a lot of his clients come to him and they say they've got very busy mind chatter. They're career-driven individuals. They're always thinking about what needs to get done and their mind never stops. They've got their list of to-dos for the day, for tomorrow, and even into next week. And their mind is just constantly mulling over this list, even when they're supposed to be relaxing and even when they're trying to get to sleep at night. And so as he's explaining all this and I'm behind the cameras, I'm thinking, that's me. I need to take this course because a lot of the time I'm not in the moment. That's the truth. I'm in the future. I'm thinking about my plans. I'm figuring out what I need to get done to reach my next goals. And in the past, a big part of the problem was always biting off more than I could chew, always taking on more obligations and saying yes to too many things that I shouldn't have. And so I was just spread way too thin. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So a lot of us often think that more activity is the answer to increased production. We think if we want bigger rewards, we've got to be prepared to work a lot harder, put in more time, and just for longer hours. But that's not necessarily true. If you've been consuming my content for a while, you already know that I'm a huge fan of Warren Buffett. And so when I was reading all the books on Warren Buffett and watching all the documentaries I could find, one of the most surprising facts that I discovered about this multi-billionaire is that his office and the whole environment in his office, it's extremely calm. The people who visited his office, they all say the same thing. They say it's oddly quiet. There's not hundreds of traders flurrying about. There's not phones ringing constantly or anything like that. It's calm. And inside his personal office, he sits at his desk and he spends most of his time reading. And a lot of people are shocked to hear this because we'd all expect this billionaire to be working non-stop, to be on the phone, having multiple screens flashing, making deals, but there's actually very little of that. So he's removed himself completely almost from the minute, petty, frantic activity, which is what most people get caught up in. He processes a lot of information and he draws from a very extensive library of knowledge to make a few majorly significant and calculated decisions. So I'm sure you've heard of the 80-20 principle, and you probably heard that you can do 80-20 on that 20% producing 80% of the results. So in other words, 4% of all inputs account for over 64% of all outputs. Well, at Buffett's level, he's doing 80-20 on those 20% of inputs numerous times. So when he does make a move, as rare as it is, that move can have an enormous payoff. And he's been operating this way for decades. Now, I was reading an article last night written by Bill Gates back in 1996, where he described the work habits of his friend. This is exactly what he said. He said, "One habit of Warren's that I admire is that he keeps his schedule free of meetings. He's good at saying no to things. He knows what he likes to do, and what he does unbelievably well. He likes to sit in his office and read and think. There are a few things he'll do beyond that, but not many." Now, you've heard me talk about this in previous episodes, that you should say no more often. You do fewer things, but you do them well and you do them to your full potential with a calmer mind, less mind chatter. Now, I've been, and I still often am guilty of this, saying yes to way too many opportunities and always taking on more, just always more. And my entire 20s was like a frantic ride on a bull, just barely hanging on. And it was fun. I got to see the world, I got to experience a lot. But in my 30s, I want to make fewer, far more significant moves with bigger results. And as you get older, that's the way it should be. You should be using your experience to discern what's worth your time and what's a waste of your time. And you say no more often. But that's an epiphany we must all have in our own lives. When we get some real experience under our belt in our career, we can look back and we can see that there were really only just a small minority of actions we took which resulted in the major leaps of progress. And so increasing the rate of progress, it becomes all about concentrating our energy and our focus on the vital few and ignoring the trivial many. So think about your own life and career. What were the top 3 major breaks that you had in your career, the big leaps of forwards progress? And then ask yourself, what actions did you take that were directly responsible for producing those results? And then how can you take more of them? Everything else besides those actions you should seek to minimize. Even the amount of time you spend thinking about all the little details, all that mind chatter over all the little to-dos you've got to get done. You should aim to move away from that, because the busy, active mind just frantically thinking about lots of little things, it's never going to compete with a calm mind thinking about making a few majorly significant moves, just like Warren Buffett does. That's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Speak soon.